Greetings and blessed day to you once again, people of God. It's the Revelator once again. And hoping the grace and the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ is with you until the end of time. Welcome to the year of 2023, the year that we have all been waiting for. The year in which the Lord declared as the year of ascension into the immortal dimensions. We are coming out of the year of 2022, which was marked by many diversities and dimensions of revelations. Revelations that were mentioned from the beginning of the year of 2022, and they all manifested and came to pass. I'm going to be taking you into revelations that cover the year of 2023, which is the new year that we have entered. As this is what the Lord instructs me, what the Lord feeds my meditation in spirit, and gives me the eyesight inside my conscience in the spirit at an annual level. I'm going to be giving you revelations that stretch also beyond the year of 2023, from local level to international global level to dimensional levels of realms in the spirit. What the eye can't see, the Lord can see. What the mind can't understand, the Lord can discern. Before I take you into the year 2023 revelations and beyond, the Lord said this is an outreach of revelations in the spirit. Let me pray for you. Father, in the name of Jesus, I'm praying for your word of revelation to be uttered according to your inspiration. I'm praying for your word of revelation to reach their ears with the right inspiration. Give them the word of revelation as a factor of knowledge and understanding, so that they may believe in your inspiration and the influence in the name of Jesus. I was in the spirit. I saw birds flying away as if they had been distracted. The way birds suddenly fly away and get scattered in the sky as if they've been distracted by a sound. And when I started listening to this sound very closely, I heard the sounds of many gunshots. And the next moment I saw a vision. It was many headlines. And the headlines were on South African televisions. I then saw an adoption of a new multi-currency within specific neighboring countries. It appears these neighboring countries had joined and signed certain papers to agree on using one currency. Then I saw a nation that had to survive for a while under a military official rule. They made it appear as if it was not a military rule, but this was the military in charge. It was after chaotic incidents that evolved political and economical crisis had taken over inside that country, and the military was believed to be putting order, yet it was suppression and oppression. Then I saw a nation that was under a serious outbreak of cholera. I assumed that this was cholera. Why? Because whatever had become the outbreak in this country was the issue of contaminated water. As many that worked inside the lab were still researching what this was, I simply assumed that this was cholera, for the outbreak began inside water. I saw the war of currencies finally coming to an absolute end, with one currency now dominating. Money was no longer a paper. Money was no longer what could be exchanged by hands. But money was now a system and a channel. It was now being determined by certain powers, like a command center. I saw four winds from four different directions clashing in the air, like souls clashing. And the voice said, these are tag teams of wars, superpowers joining forces against superpowers. And I saw many eruptions of nuclear powers after the clashing of these four winds from four different directions. I saw religion being completely politicized. The fate of religion was now in the hands of political powers. The hope and the faith was now gone, and religion being colonized by world rulers, and God established his new church outside synagogues. I saw the most expensive broken down infrastructures after an unusual mightiest storm. And I saw nations sending relief aid unto certain nations. I saw many prayers for Christian saints in nations where Muslim communities are large. I saw many Christians being persecuted, being prosecuted, as people were gunned down for their belief in Jesus Christ. I saw a new world order giving powers to a man, and this man was religious. And I then saw a world leader taking over in the greatest ruthless superpower. And I saw a new ruler in a great superpower being given power before an election. I saw a union of understanding between two world enemies, and these were like two superpowers. It was not a peace treaty, but an agreement of political interests that were selfish among powerful rulers. I saw an angel with a sword descending upon nations. As it landed, it stepped with its right foot. Immediately I saw nuclear powers blasting, and there was chaos, there was mayhem. I saw one powerful currency attached to multiple currencies before one currency took over from many currencies. I saw the death of a certain prophet, a very famous prophet. And as others mocked, they said it was the death which was triggered as a case, as many defined him as a fake prophet. I saw a very popular political ruler getting sentenced for many multiple crimes, which he thought he was actually well protected. He sought for immunity, but it was in vain, for the one that was now in charge was more than ruthless. I saw a much faster engine that was invented, more faster than the engine of the plane. It was like a rocket. It had great speed in the sky. It was not boarded by many, but it was later enlarged to accommodate many. But many were afraid to board it in the beginning, during its first days. I saw mountains split opening in a vision, inside a vision. And that was the sound of many earthquakes, with many trembling sounds from underneath. And the Lord said, these are earthquakes triggered by powers from the underworld. I heard many sounds of mighty rushing winds, pushing waves that compassed and covered houses on the seashores. I saw two birds clashing in the air. They appeared as eagles, spreading their wings wide, and immediately they turned into fighter planes, and there were many explosions that happened in the firmaments. I saw a new city in the sky. It was as I was ascending into the highest realms, and this city was controlled by men on the ground and men from the ground. Yet this city was being owned by princes, fallen princes in the highest firmaments. I saw Africa now creating its own market for minerals and other raw materials. But one African nation still remained as the marketplace for European invasion in business, imports, and exports. I saw a new mineral more precious than the most precious minerals that you ever know. And this new mineral was now taking over the market. I saw a tragedy. It was like heat that was coming from underneath. The ground became very tense, and what followed was an explosion. I thought it was a landmine, yet it was not. But the sound was like that of a volcanic eruption in an unusual territory where many people resided. I saw earthquakes breaking in various places, and again the sounds were like landmines. And the Lord repeated and said, the underworld is cracking from underneath. I saw a strange disease that required a lot of drinking of excessive water. It was like a plague, and the plague was associated with heat. The level of dehydration was unusual. I saw a very powerful ruler losing power unexpectedly. And the way that he lost power, he did not lose power through an election. And what followed afterwards was prosecution against him. I saw a woman sitting on the throne, a seat of power, which was once occupied by a man of power. The voice said unto me, is now the queen in charge in a nation where the king was in charge. Then I saw a nation becoming a colony after one of its liberators, its former liberators, sold out his own nation, which he once stood firm to liberate. I saw a civil war of race, tribes, in a nation colonized by superior powers, and the powers were made of a superior color. I saw another natural disaster, but that disaster erupted by unusual weather controllers who are mysterious beings in the spirit, who triggered a weather forecast in the sky. I saw a homosexual who was a powerful ruler being sown into power, and many were divided over this. I saw a strange dry season that was followed by a disease killing many cattle in a massacre manner. I saw another development of an African nation that was highly undermined on the globe. I saw the death of a very common African dictator. Headlines reached abroad, and many celebrated a death instead of mourning. I saw the invasion of nations through digital technology, satellites, stations now submitting under the new era of technological colonialism. I saw the highest occultic initiatives now happening inside the world of internet. I saw the satanic initiations happening on social media without the trace of blood. But what was now required by the underworld was the initiation of the conscience of men. I saw the death of nature in this world, the lack of strength on this earth, the ground being weakened. The world was now like a desert, and it appeared that God had deserted this earth, the same earth that he created. I heard giants stepping down, and as they descended, there was noise on the ground like that of an earthquake. And the giants that had descended, they started fighting giants that were on this ground. I heard a loud sound again, but this time it was like a real landmine blasting. But yet I saw fire in the middle of a well-constructed city. I saw a new invention of a bike, but it was not a bike. It was like a machine that required people to wear helmets whilst they were in the sky. I saw a new traffic congestion, not on this ground. It was not road transport, but it was in the air, which had not only planes, but new other mode of inventions. And what I noticed was that what used to be a drone was now a transport system, a new mode of transport. I heard a loud sound again of a fast moving train engaging brakes, but the sound I was hearing was from underneath the earth. As I was wondering where this sound was coming from, it was the sound of a train engaging brakes. And the voice said, they are building a city underneath. I saw a new invention. It was in the transport. It had been created in form of a bird. An invention that appeared like a bird, yet it was not a bird. And I asked myself, is it going to fly? I saw certain powerful men now owning cities that used to belong to communities. They were now owned by men. And the voice said, these are the fallen giants. I saw African, black, powerful men who became colonial powers and colonized their own African nations. Men and women scrambled for power in Africa, powered by the former colonial powers for division purposes. I saw a bird that fell mysteriously. All of a sudden, it was now like a plane. Then it became like a tall tower, like a building, not just one building falling on men. There was no need for burials because of the level of destruction that then came afterwards. Then I heard electrical sparks, explosions followed. But these explosions were happening on electrical lines, causing not just fire, but property damages, especially many gadgets. I saw people going for a holiday on space, as many traveled to the moon. This vision was connected to the vision of the city in the sky. It was now common, like flying from one city to the other. I saw invisible beings walking on earth. Yet these invisible beings, they were like men, yet they were not men. And they were many. And the voice of God said, these are the sons of God, ready to battle the fallen princes and giants. Then the Lord said, this is the battle of the sons of light and the sons of darkness that is coming in the realms of the spirit. Then I saw a very massive destruction, a destruction that I have never seen ever since. This destruction could not be stopped by men. It was a destruction that was being authored by He that could only have the power to stop it. It was the last season of distraction. And the distraction was a distraction that no man could stop, that no intercession in prayer could stop. All that mankind could do was perish. This was the last hour. Child of God, I'm praying for the visions that I have been shown in this year of ascension, in this year of immortal dimensions, in the name of Jesus. Desperate for you, I surrender.